After we cleared all of the Scotch pine trees from this land that were old and they were dying and it was a fire hazard, we had them all cut down and it made this opening in this 20 acres of hardwood forest. And my husband said, look, it's another farm. And it was eliminating an invasive species and a fire hazard to start growing plants and nurture this. Gardening is what kind of started everything, and when I went to school I learned the science behind a lot of how plants work, the soil, managing fertility, managing insects and pests. There was a lot to that I do use here at the farm, and I can understand the outcomes. It also helped me to realize that nature kind of just started working and helping me with growing some of these things. And so it's a true balance of the science and then Mother Nature in taking care of everything. Growing plants is the primary activity that keeps the farm going, and that could be anything from sowing seeds to growing plants in pots to planting plants in the ground. I kind of like to nurture them and grow them and plant them. I do try to think about the top 10 plants that maybe are needed by my customers or wanted or desired. But I also grow plants that I want to learn more about and that I may use in teaching. There's common herbs like basil. Most people are familiar with basil, but I like to also grow more uncommon herbs. For example, I have a plant called astragalus, and I'm learning more about that plant and how to grow it and its uses. Heartwood Forest Farm wouldn't exist if it wasn't for all the people that have been helping over the years in making it what it is now. Starting with, of course, my family and dragging them out here to help me get some things planted or do some other farm tasks, laying out irrigation, planting, sowing seeds, transplanting. And there's all the other people that have come along the way. I haven't been able to employ full-time people yet, but a lot of part-time, working part-time 1 day a week consistently for many years, or many days a week for a couple weeks while they're here visiting the area. I've been contacted by people that just want to volunteer and kind of experience plants in a different way than they've done in the past. The apothecary here at the farm is more of a little boutique shop that you can come and visit and see what I have to offer as far as plants or things made with plants that may support you in ways you might not even know. I think that some people may think of apothecary as a pharmacist or a pharmacy, but I am in no means at all trained as a medical professional. I do, however, practice home herbalism and have found different plants that I use often for myself and my family. Recently, I've been making inks and pigments using different plants for future crafting projects. Before Heartwood Forest Farm, I had the opportunity to be part of an apprenticeship on beekeeping. And over the season, I learned all about the hive, the bees themselves, their life cycle, the honey, the wax, the problems, everything to do with bees. So it was only natural, once the farm started, that I was beekeeping here. And that's a whole job in itself. So I don't have a whole lot of hives, but I do have a couple, and the bees enjoy the plants that I keep planting around the farm, and we see them on everything, along with other pollinators that are useful, again, that help me here at the farm. And there's a large pollinator strip planted specifically to serve as nectar plants or pollen plants for birds and bees, native bees and honeybees. We do harvest honey, I guess if you want to call it harvesting, but we do have some honey here, and it just all goes together. It's all part of nature. Everything that incorporates a whole system. It's all part of it. I like to nurture that and take care of that. Back when I first became a mother, I came across information about making sure your immune system is healthy as it can be. And one of the plants that I was introduced to was echinacea and echinacea tinctures. That's kind of what started my interest in plants as medicine, or the use of plants as medicine throughout our history. Different plants may have their ideal part that would be used in a medicinal way. Echinacea, it's more concentrated in the roots. Echinacea also is one of those plants that used to be pretty prolific throughout the whole North America, and then because of a lot of studies and its medicinal uses was over harvested and kind of disappearing. Ginseng, golden seal, there's a lot of at-risk plants that I started exploring more about cultivating and growing and offering to my customers. There wouldn't be an herb farm without growing lavender. I think that is probably one of the world's most popular plants. The majority of us know it as something that's soothing and calming, and it just smells so good. I started growing lavender in my garden long ago. It's always had a lavender plant or two. When you distill lavender, you'll see that as it starts sending out its distillate, as it grows in the jar, you'll start to see the essential oil float on top. So that oil is siphoned off. So then what's left is this water, this hydrosol. I just keep that essential oil in with the hydrosol, with the water. It's kind of exciting to try all these different processes. Calendula is one of the easiest plants that anybody could grow. It's a lot of fun for kids. The flowers are so bright, they're orange, they're yellow. You harvest them and more come and more come. It's an important plant used in a lot of skincare products. Calendula is a great plant to learn how to make useful by harvesting the individual flowers. You then dry them over a week or two. Then you can infuse them with olive oil. After it spends about 2 to 4 weeks infusing in that olive oil, it turns a nice golden color, and then after straining the flowers out, you'll use that oil with some beeswax, and you can make a little salve that you'll be able to use for the next year on maybe little cuts or diaper rash or other skin ailments. The greenhouse serves as space for multiple things. Most of the time I'm starting seeds and starting all the plants for the farm. It also serves as the place where I wash and pack plants if I need to, but in the spring it's 100% used for growing plants. And once all of the tables start getting full and then I'm trying to find even more space, I have to start moving them down to the hoop houses, and from there they're ready to load into the trailer and take to market or held to plant here at the farm. I think I'm most committed to what I do for my work in growing these plants and being able to offer a quality product for my customers. I'm committed to the people here at the farm that visit or work here and providing them a place that they enjoy and can experience what nature has to offer. And I'm committed long-term to the land in my place, the region. And I'm hopeful that I'm able to nurture the land that I live on and that it will better the community that I live in the future. So I envision the future of Heartwood Forest Farm long beyond my existence here. I chose to become certified organic and follow those methods of growing to ensure a healthy piece of land. Plants, I kind of like to nurture them and grow them and plant them for beyond my time here. Example would be like a nut tree. They won't bear nuts during my lifetime, but in the future for the animals or for the people that are living here, hopefully they can enjoy them.